Beneath the ice, sound disappears. Direction ceases to exist. Joshua flails, his body spinning in a dark without edges. He fights against the freezing grip of the water. But then, light. A single glimmer. Though the chill has nearly paralyzed his muscles, his paws move toward it, clumsy, sluggish. Something ancient in his blood commands, rise. His head breaks through the ice, gasping for air. Raphael grabs him by the scruff, hauling him up with the desperate strength of one who has already lost too much. The ice groans again, low, warning. Winter shows no mercy. Soaked and trembling, Joshua drags himself forward as they continue across the treacherous ice. Their steps slow, deliberate, across the brittle skin of the channel. The islets ahead are no more than shadows on water, windswept, bare, wrapped in a thin shroud of reeds. Nothing grows here, and yet, it is safe. Far removed from the mainland and its dangers. Here, surrounded by endless water and wind, the wolves find a bare refuge. Joshua sinks down onto the frozen ground. Raphael and Kyra curl around him, pressing their bodies close. The days drag on, with the sun reduced to a pale disk on the horizon, offering little warmth. They survive on what winter has left behind, a dead bird, a fish trapped beneath the ice. Hunger is their constant companion. Slowly, Joshua begins to regain his strength, though his body feels more like a shadow of what it once was. But staying here is no option. The food is too scarce, and the space too small. On a cold morning, the wolves return to the water's edge. It is time. They smell the mainland across the water, a distant promise, shaped like hunger. The water between is wide, without kindness. Still, they swim. There is no other way. Cold slips beneath their fur, seeps into their bones, a quiet enemy with no face. When they reach the far shore, they drag their bodies from the grip of the current, and collapse onto the slick, unfamiliar earth. Beneath a pale sun, they curl into each other, a breathing heap of fur and fatigue. The ground beneath them does not welcome, but it allows. That night, while Raphael, Joshua and Kyra hide among the inlets, Tara dares at last to leave her shelter. She moves slowly, each step weighed with caution. The moon hangs low, its pale light brushing her fur with silver. She follows the rustle beneath the leaves, not with hope, but with hunger. Small lives hide there, mice, beetles, and slowly, she learns again how to live alone. The trees thin, the air changes. A new breath reaches her nostrils, laundry, smoke, the sharp tang of asphalt. The edge of mower. She slips through the unfamiliar geometry of fences and walls, into a garden with trimmed hedges and yesterday's snow. Beneath a bush laced with frost, she curls into herself and lays her head upon her paws. A car passes. Somewhere, a window shuts. She is close to sleep when something shifts, the creak of a door, boots on gravel. She doesn't move, but she knows, someone is there, someone is watching. Through the veil of leaves, she feels his gaze. A human gaze, not cruel, not kind, only open. A gaze that sees the beauty of the creature, even in her vulnerability. She belongs to a world that exists alongside his own, a world mostly hidden from him, a meeting between two worlds that rarely touch. By the time the frost gathers along the grass, she will be gone. What remains is the memory of a wolf who, for one night, shared his garden. The boots turn, and the footsteps fade. At first light, as the sun begins to melt what remains of the night, Tara rises and walks on. Limping, but steady. Back toward the forests and the fields of her beginning. The old land calls.